evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, 87ZYM. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of radio amateurs who take to the airwaves with fast scan television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters. It's a crossband repeater and spits out images of 1.2 gigahertz. So before our net gets underway on the 08 repeater, this is Dave, KD7ZYM, pausing in case anybody needs an emergency call or needs them as a contact before our net gets underway. Hearing none. Again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. So far checked in is WW7N, James, by video. Is there anybody else like to check in this evening?
K7HYB Mobile. N7QO.
K7HYB, Gary. Jim, N7QO. And we have Ron, KD7QKU. And I got a text from Lee, N7KC, that he wouldn't make the net this evening. Engaged in maritime celebrations over in the area. Port Angeles this evening. I guess they have some displays going on in the water and some rescue demonstrations. So he is taking part in that. So far signed in this evening, WU7N James, K7HYB Gary, N7QO Jim, KD7QKU Ron, and myself, KD7ZYM. Again, is there anybody else who would like to check in to our net on the wave machine? Hearing none, let's go to WU7N. James.
Oh, thank you. Good evening. Maybe I should do an audio check. Dave, do you copy?
Copy. You have a clean signal in.
All right, thank you. Well, there's the ID. And tonight I tried something a little different. What I did is I went out to amsat.org, and I don't know if you can see this or not. I thought this was kind of interesting. The satellites are still up there; they're always buzzing around. But this one kind of caught my eye. This is what was available at 6 p.m. tonight, A07, and this is the part that I thought was interesting. Let me see if I can somehow get this so that maybe it'll come through. I don't know if I can get that through or not. But the batteries died in 1981. It was launched in somewhere back in the 70s, about 45 years ago. In 1981 it died, but then one of the shorted batteries became an open circuit, and now the spacecraft is able to run off solar panels. For this reason, you can only use it when the sun is out. So with such a sunny day, I thought I would go ahead and try to contact the satellite in outer space. And, I'll be darned, it was really pretty low on the horizon, but there is a beacon that is supposed to be out there, a downlink of about 435.1. And so I said, well, let's see if we can hear it. And even though it was out over the Pacific Ocean, the angle was quite low, and I was using an antenna that wasn't really that great. I think I might have heard it, I'm not sure. So I don't know. Apparently this beacon, back in its heyday, only put out a few hundred milliwatts. I'm wondering if anyone's ever managed on the net tonight to listen to A07. It sounds like it is, let's see, it was launched on November 15th, 1974. That makes it older than everybody on the net tonight, I'm sure. So I don't know if anybody... Tonight, this is James, WW7M. Let me pass it back to net control.
WW7M, James, thanks for that. Let's go to T7HYB, Gary, mobile.
Good evening to ATV on wheels this evening. K7ZYM, K7HYB. I'm not ATVing tonight. I may get home in time to get on. I'm headed home from a gathering for a nephew of mine that is graduating from high school, and they're having a party for him tonight. And I went up there and had a little vittles and visited for a while, and decided to bug out and go home. So I'm on the road, and James, you never fail to amaze me about some of the things that you can come up with. It's really quite interesting. Let me drop it here. It's really quite interesting, and I'd like to see more about that too. I've been into a couple of things like that too, and as time permitted, but luckily time hasn't permitted very well. Anyway, I'm just chugging along here on the back roads of lower Snohomish County, headed back to the QTH. So I'll give it back to you, Dave, K7ZYM, K7HYB, and the mobile.
K7HYB, mobile Gary. Let's go to Jim, N7QO.
Thank you, Dave. M7QO. Amateur satellite. Well, I have never done anything with that. I investigated it once upon a time. It seems to me somewhere around here I have a book about amateur satellite communications. I couldn't tell you where it is. I looked into building a couple of antennas once upon a time, but nope, life got in the way, and that never happened. I can say that a couple of times while I was working with a fellow who had a little app on his cell phone to track satellites, and it would track all of the satellites, amateur, commercial, GPS, even an international space station. It was pretty cool. So I remember a couple of times at work we were looking out the windows and, yeah, there's something. That looks like that might be a garbage can up there. And that was kind of cool, seeing something whiz by in the middle of the night. And you can actually identify what it is. And not visually, but when one compares it to the app on the cell phone, it's like, yeah, that's it. So, nope, never got around to that. I was looking into way back when there were some where one of the, I don't remember if it's the uplink or the downlink is on like 10 meters or so, and then something else is on either VHF or UHF. I thought one of those might be the one that I'd like to try initially. Reset. But, no, if you try that out, Jim, let us know how that works out. I'll bet that's pretty cool. I have actually seen someone, I don't recall the name of the company any longer, but they make a handheld antenna which combines 2 meters and the 440 band.
so you can point it up and get an uplink and downlink kind of at the same time, depending upon your HT. Never got around to buying one of those, but I guess for that you have to kind of go out and stand in the yard for at least a few minutes while conducting a QSO. Let us know how it works. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
And 7QO, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, 87CYN. We got the ID out of the way there. Let's go to Ron, 87CKU.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone. Well, that helps. If I show it to you, it's a still picture. Let me get it here. So anyway, that's a nice trout I caught in 2006. And then that made me look at another emblem. I was up at CQ and I caught a really nice salmon. And then about the same time, I was over at Mardon Resort and I caught a nice walleye, over 11 pounds. You can see I'm kind of young there. That was 1993, quite a while ago. And in the same group of pictures, this is a picture of my son Ron. He shot this elk in Idaho with his bow and arrow, 6-point bull. He shot it. Davis on the back, but the head is. But there's 3 like this. The head's over in his cabin, or just over his cabin. So anyway, I'm just sort of sitting here reflecting on the past. Gary, we went by your house, and I kind of tipped my hat. We were going over to Ron's house in the town of Plain, which is north of Leavenworth. And his wife's grandchildren were there. They're like 13, the girl's 13, and I think the boy's 15. He was teaching them how to ride a motorcycle. And they invited us to come over and meet them. We'd never met them. They're from Chicago, near Chicago. So anyway, we went over and met them, and we stopped at Cole's Corner there on Highway 2 at the 49er Diner and had something to eat. Oh my goodness, we picked a bad time. It was just a little after 12 when we got there, and there was, I don't know, 25 or 30 Corvettes in the parking lot. So there was a club of Corvettes in there. People were kind of lined out the back door. So I and the wife kind of snuck in, and there was 2 empty seats at the bar, so we sat there and we got a hamburger and got out of it. But yeah, I didn't really go look at the cars. They were newer Corvettes. They weren't the old ones. They were the newer ones. More fond of the older ones. So anyway, that's what we did yesterday. Then we came back. While we were there, let me let it drop. I have another friend that lives over there. He was a carpenter contractor, built a beautiful home right on the river. They wouldn't let you build there today. I don't think he's too close. But anyway, he's up on the bank. He's on the east side of the river. So he never gets flooded or anything. It always goes out on the other side. But anyway, he's got colon cancer. And his wife had sent a text to my son. And he had forwarded it to me, and he wasn't sure what to make out of it. But anyway, she said in it that he needed to come over soon or something. So I asked him, have you been over to see Gary? And he said no. So the kids wanted to go down to the swimming pool. So my wife Joanne and my daughter-in-law were taking them down to the swimming pool. So Gary said, let's go over and see Ron said, let's go see Gary. So we went over there, and I wasn't quite expecting what I saw. He's not in good shape. He looks really, really bad. I don't know. Not good at all. He had non-Hodgkin's leukemia 2 years ago, and he beat that, but now he has colon cancer. So I don't know. I just don't know. Poor guy. I felt sorry for him. So anyway, back to that 87QKU.
87QKU, this is Dave, 87CYM. Well, beautiful weather here in Lake City. As I look outside, I'm seeing it's 64 degrees, so it's chilling down a little bit from a high of 72 this afternoon. You get a chance to get out, go for a nice walk in the neighborhood today, and got in some sun rays while that happened. And got a little bit overcast, so I came home and did some yard work and set out the hoses for the first time for this year in the front and the backyard. And got that all set up, and so I can water now the roadies and things are looking like they certainly want something to drink. And since it was so nice and it wasn't windy out, I got up on the ladder on the roof and got the antenna pointed a little bit towards the repeater, and I'm getting a little better image out this evening. So anyway, at least some video is out there from Lake City. This is Dave, 87CYM, and let's see, talking about space communications, I did make a contact with the International Space Station about 7 years ago. That was kind of interesting. But boy, it goes fast. I think it was within 40 seconds. It had gone from San Francisco to Alaska, and it was gone. But it was like hello, goodbye, and exchange your call signs, and that was about it. And wish everybody aboard the space station a safe journey for the trip, for the duration of the trip. So that was about my contact with things out in space. So let's go to James, WW7ATS.
Okay, well I thought I'd wait for the Morse code session to finish up there. First off, I'd like to say, Ron, I'm sorry to hear about your friend. That's always a very difficult situation. I don't know what to say other than I wish him all the best, and I won't say I hope he gets well soon, because he probably won't. But, Dave, let me comment on everybody's picture here tonight. Dave, your picture is P5 tonight, so whatever you do with the antennas is really working well. I think conditions have something to do with this, because I don't think I've moved my antenna or feed line or anything on the receive side, and I'm just getting a great picture from both you and Ron tonight. So something is working right. Ooh, I got a big flare over my shoulder. I have to turn the light off. Well, those are pretty impressive pictures, too, from hunting and fishing of years gone past. Here's something else that I thought was kind of interesting from years past. I can get it up. This is what done, that was the elk picture, I think you said, was in the 90s. Well, 20 years before that, in the early to mid-70s, this is what documents look like. They do have the original document for the Oscar MSAT-7, and they were done on typewriters, and I had to chuckle at this. Whoever, by the time they got to the paragraph 2.2 command systems paid, I don't know if you can see this so clearly on the NTSC output or not, but there's a line right here in the center, and you can see that it's not exactly lined up correctly. They get a C, maybe a C minus for typing. But here it does talk about how when the batteries were in their heyday, I guess the batteries were not dead yet, and they were working off more than just solar panels on the sunshiny side of the Earth. They put out 200 milliwatts. And the 435 I was listening for, obviously they can't run these at the same time, so I was listening on the 145.98, the 435.10, strong like that, the elk in the picture. It's 29.50 megahertz, is supposed to be 200 milliwatts. and I didn't have anything to listen to that. Oops, lost my picture. I wonder why. Okay. My high technology from China kind of died on me here. Not sure why. Well, anyway, so that's it for this round. Gary, drive safe. Hear that your nephew is graduating from high school. Interested to hear, is he going to go on to college, get a job? What does a high schooler do now when they graduate? I guess the job market is much better than it was 10 years ago, but I'm interested in hearing about that. So, this is WW7ATS with the uniform 7 November, bringing back the net control. Okay, take it away.
WW7N, this is KD7CYN, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the 08 repeaters. Now let's call up Gary, K7HYB, who is mobile receiving. And I guess Gary is checked out, so we'll be going over to Jim N7QO that has about a P3 picture coming in on the repeater this evening.
Thank you, Dave. N7QO. Well, I wish I could say that the picture which I'm receiving on 1.2 is good, but it's not real good. I'm going to have to do some investigating here. I've just been nonstop busy lately. Seems to me it's deteriorated maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, somewhere in that vicinity. Well, Ron, sorry about your friend. I have a friend right now who has pancreatic cancer, and 9 months ago they gave him 3 to 6 months to live, and what he did is go to a naturopathic doctor who gave him some kind of, I don't know, secret herbs and spices and ingredients and whatever, and he attributes his continued longevity to that. If you'd like more information about that fellow, no guarantees, of course, but I can give you a name and number if you'll call me later, if you'd like, Ron. I don't know, this cancer is something that really, I've been doing a little studying on that myself lately, and it says like 43% of all of us will wind up with some form of cancer before we die. That's not something that thrills me, but anyway, sorry about your friend. Hope all the best for him. And let's see, reset. And those pictures are pretty cool. Pictures of the ones that did not get away. Gary, don't know if you're still out there, but if you can hear us, Ron held up a couple fish pictures, and a buck there looked pretty good. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
N7QO. Let's go on to Ron, 87, CKU.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Well, thank you for the good wishes for my friend. He used to live here in Bellevue, not too far from me. We did a lot of hiking and hunting and everything. He wasn't a big fisherman, but he would hike into a high mountain lake and fish, but that was about the only time. He and I, about this time of year, once upon a time, when he was living here, we were bored. So he said, let's go to Lake Chelan. We'll catch the boat, Lady of the Lake or whatever it is, at 25 Mile Creek, and we'll take our packs. we'll go up Princess Creek, and then we'll look the Ridge Trail, and then we'll drop down Purple Pass, and we'll come out at Stegan, and then we'll take the boat back home. So, okay. People cut time off from work, and away we went. I just bought a new pair of boots at REI, and they were supposed to be waterproof Gore-Tex back in those days, and they weren't very good. So we started at Princess Creek, and we got up on top of the little lake there. It snowed that night. We didn't bring a tent with us, needless to say. We were both wearing shorts. Heaviest thing I had was a wool shirt, and we had bivy bags to sleep in. So we slept underneath the edge of a tree, and that's the way it was the whole trip. It snowed the whole time we were there. I did have a Gore-Tex coat. I take that back. I had a wool shirt and a Gore-Tex coat and shorts, and that's it. And we had some food, so we went really light. So I hated those boots because I could have worn my old boots and they had snow coat on them. They'd have been pretty much waterproof. But these new Gore-Tex ones, they were terrible. So when I got back, I take them down to REI and I wanted my money back. And the guy looked at the boots and he said, "Those are your old boots from last year. These aren't the new boots you bought last week." They didn't want to give me my money back. Because they had, according to the map, we had 56 miles. So we got lost, and we went a few extra places. So, they had quite a few miles on them, but they looked like they had quite a few miles on them. All right, back to that 87 continues.
Yes, hiking was kind of fun. I remember when the early Gore-Tex boots came out, they were not too waterproof. We had them where I worked, and we'd rate Gore-Tex jackets by the hours. So the company would provide us with jackets we always kind of referred to as the first ones that came out as a 1-hour jacket. Then a couple of years went by, we finally had a two-hour jacket, and then finally we had a Gore-Tex jacket that probably could stand up for about 6.5 hours, so that was pretty good. They did issue us some Gore-Tex boots, and they were a little bit on the wet side. Not appreciative of that. And let's see, the antenna that splits, that UHF and VHF is an elk antenna. Anyway, I've got one of those in my to-go kit, and a very efficient elemental antenna, about 4.5 feet long, and it's crossband. You can use it very good, but it's polarized in two different directions, so it's kind of interesting to use, but very efficient. And when it comes to cancer, I can be sympathetic with the guys that have been involved with friends that have pancreatic cancer. My own mother had pancreatic cancer, and they gave her like a 6-month span to check out time, but she went through with the chemotherapy and lasted 6 more years with the chemotherapy, and finally at the end of 6 years she said it was so painful taking the chemo that she decided she would rather just forget it and go on with her life. It ended, and she lasted about another year without the chemo. So anyway, she lasted to age 72 and did quite well with that. So that's my report there. So let's go up to James, WW7ATS.
Thank you. Well, Dave, sounds like you've got a similar family tree to mine. My mother died of cancer, and we don't know what it was. We suspect it might have been exposure to ionizing radiation or chemicals. She was a scientist and had given that up to raise kids, then went back in the lab and then got cancer shortly thereafter. So my father, on the other hand, was of that generation that went chasing radioactive nuclei downwind of Chinese nuclear tests in the 60s. And most of his colleagues checked out with cancer of one type or another. What a surprise. And but he made it into his early 90s. So I guess it really does pay to choose your friends carefully. The older I've gotten, I've always hoped that I got my mother's brains and my father's longevity. And the older I get, though, I wonder kind of if it's the other way around. I don't know. There's one other thing I thought I would show everybody here tonight. I don't know if this is going to show up. Let's give it a shot here. I guess it's kind of half off the screen. But amsat.org, amsat.org. So I'm going to shrink this down a bit. Maybe we can get it over to where everyone can see it a little better. So if you're interested, they have a couple of very nice sites. And one of the things that I like is it's got some drop-down menus here, and you can actually info drop-down screen here. You can get the schedules of what's going on and enter in your latitude and longitude. And it'll go ahead and give you when things are happening. And of course there's other software that will do that as well. Jim, I forgot to comment on your picture. It's about a solid 3 tonight, so again, I don't know if the conditions are really good tonight or what's going on. My loopback signal looks pretty good too. So anyway, let's see, other things that I learned that might show the group here. I guess there's 2 general kinds of satellites flying around up there for amateur use. There's ones with repeaters, and then there's ones with transponders. I'm vaguely familiar with the difference, but the interesting thing is the repeater satellite. There's this one here, an SO-50 Saudi Sat 1C. One person on YouTube claims he's actually worked that with a handheld and a little, the Nagoya whip that everybody gets whenever they get one of the Chinese Baofeng transceivers. So I have to wait till that's right overhead and give that a try and see if that really works. So anyway, I guess that's it for me this round. And let me turn it back to net control.
W7N, 87ZYM. We'll try Gary, see if he's still mobile, but I think we didn't make him on the last round, but we'll try again. K7HYD. Well, unable to raise Gary, K7HYD. Let's go on to Jim, N7QO.
And 7QO. Well, thank you, Dave, for mentioning that about your mother. My friend decided, for whatever reason, well, I could tell you why. He decided not to do the chemo. They explained to him that his life would be miserable while on the chemo, or if he chose not to do that, then he would have a more fulfilling life for a shorter period of time. So that's the choice he made, and that's interesting. Thank you for that information. I will relay that to him. I doubt that it's going to change his opinion any, because he found this naturopath and is satisfied with him. But anyway, thanks for that. Elk antenna, yes, Dave, that's exactly what I was thinking of. It's been around for a number of years. Pretty cool thing. Let's see. Let's see. I can say something about what was going on with me today. At the local small airport here in Covington, they had a sort of fly-in. A number of aircraft flew in from God only knows where around here. We had biplanes. We had something made in 1929, one of only two flying in the entire world nowadays. Had someone giving airplane rides. Had a little barbecue here. So free vittles is always good. Reset. Got to meet with a bunch of people I knew, and the weather was absolutely beautiful. I think I stayed out in the sun just a little bit too long. Might wind up with a burn out of this, but there's some medicine that I'm taking which actually sensitizes me to the sun. So I know better than to do that, but my wife wanted to stay out, so I obliged her. I guess I should stop doing that as much as I do. Oh well. Let's see. Beautiful day still. The winds have calmed down from what they were earlier. Not that they were bad, but they were kind of variable. Some airplanes landing at the airport were kind of bouncing around a bit. Right now, 64 degrees here. Beautiful day. KD7ZYM and 7QO.
7QO, KD7ZYM here. Let's go to Ross, 87QKU.
Okay, 87QKU again. Well, Jim, that sounds pretty nice. See a lot of nice planes fly in and fly out. A little bit of food. Visit with some old friends. Nice. And, yeah, James, interesting about the satellites. A long time ago, my brother made a contact with one of them someplace. Interesting happened. It was framed on his wall. They sent him a certificate that he had made a contact with I guess it was actually a person in the space station. That's, I think, remembering now, I think that's right. He talked to the person in the space station. So he was kind of proud of that. So anyway, I never do any of that stuff. It's fun and I'm interested in it, but I never have the right equipment and I never seem to be in the right place at the right time. Oh, and thinking about Jim N7QO, I hope he didn't really get sunburned very bad. That's kind of painful. When you lay down tonight, you'll probably wish you'd have stood in the shade. So anyway, I don't have a whole lot to say. I suppose Lee's enjoying the festival up there. What was it, Dave? I don't know what it was now. I have to look at my text. I think it had to do with boating, I'm sure. Waterfront or something. So it sounds like fun. I haven't done anything here for a while except, drive over there and visit with my son and his kids. So I don't know. I guess I'm due to get the motorhome. I did wash the motorhome the other day, and I did break a part on the awning and let it drop. Last time I used it, little piece slides in a channel up and down. It's an arm that goes up, and then you tighten it up, and it braces the awning in the wind. I guess that's what I was saying. Well, anyway, when it slid down, it had sharp corners on it, and it kind of caught in the channel, and it didn't go all the way to the bottom like it was supposed to. I didn't notice it, so when I let it fold up, it's spring-loaded, and you have a strap that you hang on, and then you release the trigger, and then kind of walk it down. So anyway, I did that, and then right at the very end, I heard boom. I thought that's funny. So then I went over to kind of tighten it. It has some little arms that come down to lock it in place when you travel. And then I noticed this one arm was kind of dangling, and the end was broke off. But I was able to get a new one and put it in. So it's as good as new. I think I've set me back $80-some, but that's better than like $1,500 for a whole new. It was like made out of paw metal, so I couldn't weld it. All right, enough of that. Back to net. 87CJU.
WW7ATS. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. This is Dave, WW7CYM on the OA repeater. Well, it's nice to have a fairly pretty good turnout for the net this evening for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. Boy, still, I'm seeing a lot of sunshine outside. I guess it doesn't start getting sunset now till about 7 or 8 minutes past 9 o'clock, so it's staying brighter out longer. And I think that was always an issue on the 4th of July. You had to wait till almost 20 minutes to 10 before they could shoot off the fireworks here in Seattle. It's dark enough in the evening. Yeah, temperature-wise, it's dropped down a little bit, 63 degrees here in Lake City. The sun is starting to set. And that's about all I've got to say. So we'll move it up to James, WU7N.
Okay. Had to wait for the Morse code session there, instructional session to go. Well, mighty interesting that tonight. Let me just put one more plug in, because this to me is just fascinating. This has just come so far since I last looked at it. Ron, you have the equipment. So all you need to know is your decimal latitude, decimal longitude, and roughly how high you are above sea level in meters, which of course you just take your feet above sea level and divide by 3. Well, when you do that, or you can just put in your grid square up here, and then you have this drop down, and for example, at 10 o'clock tonight roughly is down on the list here, and it's just an incredible number of things to choose from. So you pick one, and then it comes up with when those passes are, and then you have to think about whether we're 7 hours behind GMT. So that's it's pretty straightforward. And if this guy on YouTube has any idea of what he's really talking about, this should work with certainly with the antennas you have just on your roof right now. You don't need a directional antenna. You can make up for that with a little more power. If you have a directional antenna, I think it's kind of etiquette to actually reduce your power if you have a directional antenna that's really tracking the bird. But for example, this SO50 satellite, if you put that in and then put in your latitude, longitude, and elevation, and then put a prediction, just punch that button there, and it gives you a nice little schedule. So anyway, it looks like like all Death by demos, it's decided to crap out on me at the last second. But I don't have my lat and longitude ready to put in maybe next pass. So anyway, I don't know if anybody's interested in that kind of thing other than me. I think it's just fascinating. I'll let you guys know next net if I actually caught one tonight, so to speak. Not as impressive as a picture of a huge giant fish and an elk, but that would be kind of interesting. In this urban area, there must be people on even at 10 o'clock at night for that kind of thing. So anyway, that's it for me for this pass, WW7ATS. Let's go ahead and turn it back to net control. Dave, take it away.
I got that, James. For your information, if you've got an iPhone and you go over to the compass setting, it gives your latitude and longitude settings right there on the phone as a reference point. So let's go on to Jim, N720.
HYB.
HYB, are you with us again?
Yep. I was in transition. Modes of transportation.
All right. Well, we've got Jim coming up in 7QO, and I'll take you right after him, but you'll show up ahead of him on the next round.
This helps.
Okay. Well, welcome back, Gary. We missed you. Let's see. Well, Ron, thank you for the comment about my sunburn. I don't think it's too bad. It doesn't feel hot. Certainly feels dry. Better put a little salve on it tonight or something. But I think it'll be okay. It's just when we first went out there, it was not really overcast, but certainly broken with some breaks in the overcast. But as the couple of hours went by, it became more sunny. So thanks for the thought on that. Let's see. Regarding the space station or whatever, I remember reading somewhere that astronauts, or at least American astronauts, for the most part, all got their technician class amateur radio licenses before going up to the space station. And I seem to recall that it was specifically for communication with us amateurs on the ground. Reset. Don't know if that's true, but seems kind of reasonable. Take a written test and off you go. Not sure what the Soviets or fellows from other countries do. If anything, they may do absolutely nothing. But we certainly have a whole lot more fellows in America, I would bet, than any other country where we're doing satellite communications on amateur radio. Let's see. Gary, you missed. Ron sent a couple of pictures over the airwaves of a couple fish that did not get away from him, and a buck that his son took down. Maybe you could sweet talk him into sending that again, just briefly. Back to you, Dave, and 7QO.
In 7QO, thanks for that. Let's go on to Gary, K7HYB.
87DYM in the group, K7HYB. Okay. Let me get the call sign up here. There we are. Yeah. Hello, Jim. Thanks for cutting down. Yeah, I was in the process of changing modes of transportation here, and that was what put me. Try to get there. Try to get the lighting here so that you can see me. Out there, but that's better. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's real interesting. I want to try and do a little tracking on that when I get the time, James, and see what that looks like. And I do plan on doing a couple of nights mobile here with my rig during the net, probably on a Wednesday night, and see what I can do there. I still got all the gear here. And I was just checking my weather station here to see what the there it is. Okay, we had a high of about 76 today around 3 p.m. and it's 57 right now with 67% humidity. So it was a very pleasant day, and like I said, I was just coming home from a party that they had for a young fellow that's graduating from high school. He's going on to Edmonds Community College, and he's a baseball player. He's a pretty good one too. And I understand he may have a chance to get into the pros possibly. So we'll see how that goes out. Anyway, I don't really have too much more. I want to relay my experiences at the party to my wife for a couple of minutes. So I think I'll bail out with this call and say goodnight to everybody. It's nice to see everybody. Sounds like Lee's having a good time over there in Port Angeles, and that's important. We'll keep us alive here. So this is Kilowatt 7 Hotel Yankee Bravo, and I'm clear of the frequency.
K7HYP. Let's go on now to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, well, thank you, Dave. KD7ZYM in the group, KD7QKU here. Well, James, you and I are pretty close together. So if you get that all figured out and give me a call, I can run outside and look. Maybe we can't see it, I don't know. I do know that when we're out camping and whatnot, you see a lot of satellites, especially when you get away from the city. They're little, they're not like the space station, they're just glorious like the space station. You see these little lights that move across the sky, and sometimes you see them quite often while you're sitting out there by the fire, or in your chair, lounge chair, or something visiting, sipping on a cocktail or something. So it's amazing how many things are up there and how many go by now. So you might keep me in mind when you get it figured out. And yes, I looked at my phone and Dave's right. It gives you the latitude one. It says I'm 370 feet elevation here. So that's about right too. I'm about that. Between 360 and 380. That's what the GPS usually says. Kind of varies. So anyway. So I don't have a whole lot more. It was nice to hear from everybody. Nice to hear from Dave and James and Jim and Gary. And it's good, I guess, that we get on every Wednesday night and tell what goes on. Oh, let it drop. Say one more thing. We were down in Mexico, and I had another guy at some beer where we sat down on the beach under an umbrella. And he was a little bit lighter complected than I am. We thought we were perfectly fine under this umbrella. We were sitting there admiring, all the eye candy that was on the beach and drinking a Corona or something. And man, did we get sunburned. He really got sunburned. He got so sunburned he was like sick. He almost couldn't fly home. It would have been time for us to come home. So anyway, we got to be careful. Sometimes, even though you're under something, don't get through. Back to that, KD7.
KD7QKU, yes, I hear you there. Actually, they say on an overcast day you can get more severe sunburn than on bright sunny days. Anyway, those burning rays seem to cut through that cloud cover. And as we were talking about things in the sky, I can remember as a teenager, I was over living in Spokane and watching Sputnik go by. Wow, was that exciting to have that experience at that time. You could actually see something moving across the heavens. So I remember that very much. So that's about all I've got to say from here. So let's go through for another round. Let's go to WW7M. James.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Well, first of all, sunburn. Hope you heal quickly, Jim. I have just really learned to be cautious, but just to show you how it can get anybody, almost 10 years ago now, I was in Hawaii, and they actually lecture all the tourists as you get off the plane, saying that sunburn is listed as the single biggest cause of ruined vacations to Hawaii. And I listened and said, well, yeah, I definitely got to get that sunscreen on, but I went from the plane to go pick up a rental car and actually got my first dose of sun in just a light pink just from walking from the plane to go pick up the car. So after that, every morning I would slather on the sunscreen and just had to, and went through the rest of the trip just fine. I hope you heal quickly. But I find altitude is also something that gets everyone, even very dark, complected people. He's blistered. So it gets everybody if you go high enough, I guess. Dave, thank you very much too for the pointer on the on how to get this populated on my other computer. I just went ahead and I think I got on Google, and I was Explorer app and just put the marker over my house and got the decimal latitude, longitude, and altitude. And yeah, you're right. The compass on my iPhone would have also given that to me. The next pass I think is at 10:07 tonight for this SO50. And Ron, it works just like a repeater. The only thing a little different about it is there's apparently a 10-minute timer that you have to set off with one TL tone by keying down for 2 seconds. And that turns the satellite on. And then you have another PL tone that goes up. And of course there's going to be a little bit of a Doppler shift as the satellite passes overhead. I don't know how much that affects FM communications in a lower altitude. That'll be interesting to see. It obviously is very significant in very fast aircraft and can be somewhat significant if something's going very fast directly overhead, or you're directly overhead moving very fast relative to something on the ground. Certainly with things like radar, that's a big factor. It'd be interesting to see if you actually hear this or have to account for this in communications. Well, anyway, I see it is 8:56. So thank you all tonight. Best wishes to all. This is WW7ATS Whiskey Uniform, 7 November. And let me turn it back to Dave. Back to you, Dave.
Dave, Western Washington Amateur Television Society net on the away machine. Let's go to Jim in 720.
And 7QO. Thought you were going to get Gary next, but that's okay. Get him after me. Thanks, Dave. Well, thank you all for participating. Thank you for the pictures. Dave, Jim, Gary, and Ron. Well, I'll hope to catch you all on Wednesday. And thank you for the sympathy and the advice about the sunburn there. Yeah, I remember hearing somewhere, too, that overcast days can get you as well. And I guess not all fabrics provide UV protection either. Yeah, that's a good reminder. Thank you for that, Ron. Anyway, good night all, and 7QO.
In 7QO, Gary, T7HYD did get a 7-3 and find out the last location. So let's, for a final, go to Ron, KD7QKU.
Okay, well, thank you. KD7QKU here. All right, well, 73s, everybody, and look forward to seeing you next time. And like Jim says, thank you for all the good pictures and conversations. Good night, all. Bye-bye. KD7QKU.
KD7QKU, this is KD7EYM. Is there anything from anyone before we terminate the net for the week? Hearing none, we'd like to thank the owners and operators of the 08 machine, CTAC Repeaters Group, for allowing the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net to utilize their facilities for our voice communications for our net. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society net held on Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. So for now, on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net, I'm going to sign off. Good evening all. 87CYM.
WW7N disconnected.